What's going on, guys? So everything's on track. I set my LLC up using a filing company that's been around for a long time. Bizee, formerly Inkfile. I let them do it this way for cost reasons, just because it's a basic LLC. Once I go to build a larger C Corp at a real brick and mortar location, I probably will use one of my favorite law firms. But this works fine. Think of this as your first LLC or your LLC getting back in the game. It was really simple. Bizee makes it really simple to walk through the process. There is a free plan where you only pay the state fees, but I went for the standard plan, which is under $200, $199, and it comes with the operating agreement as well as your tax ID number. They'll file it on your behalf. Just makes it easier. I don't want to have to do those things myself. They are going to try to sell you on a few things. One of them being, do you need a business license? They'll get it for you. I believe they'll charge you $100. But if you know your industry, you'll know whether you need that or not. They do have a template of real business documents that you really could use. I just didn't feel a need to get that right now at this point in my operations. Once I get bigger and ready for that C Corp, that might come into play. But so I went with a standard plan, put in my paperwork. They'll try to charge you for quick processing. I didn't pay for that. I took the 3 weeks. 1 week already went by, so I only got about 2 more weeks. So by next month, I will have my tax ID, operating agreement, and my LLC, which, mind you, I was already marketing for years. This is where I think differently than most entrepreneurs. I already had the domain name. I just had to find a company to do the actual business email address and a domain, one spot, which is good, one company. And they just I was still able to use my domain to link to that. So boom, done. I already had the business name, actual domain, but the company I used gave me the domain to match. I've been already marketing Blaine Drake. People know this about me. I had it on my Facebook page, I had it on my LinkedIn. So I've already been marketing the name, even though the LLC was never set up yet, because I had my old holding company doing business. So I was doing business. I just didn't like the way my older company was set up. It was set up wrong by this company called, I forget his name of his company, but from E. Dean Cole. He's on YouTube. So I'm starting fresh. Brand new LLC. Get my documents from Connecticut. I know Connecticut is a high tax state, so they're going to want to hit me with a bunch of crap later. And Bizee will send me the information on what they need for this, what they need for that. So I'm already prepared to have that happen. But ADP, once I get on payroll, they will mandatory make me do a lot of stuff that is required by Connecticut anyway, because I'm going to be my first employee. I just want to get this set up, open a bank account. I haven't decided on what bank to go with yet, so I'll let you guys know that probably next if you continue to watch. So I haven't decided on a bank account for this one yet. It might be a online bank simply because I'm using a virtual address, a very good virtual address that looks like a real business address, because it's at a real business park type environment. But the address they use kind of makes it look like it's not the same address. You know, it's kind of funny how they did it, and I looked it up, and it looks good. So, like, it doesn't come up like a mailbox place or anything. Mailbox, etc. You definitely can't use. You can't use any of them because they automatically come up. Mailbox, not mailbox, etc. UPS store. That's how old I am. UPS stores used to be called mailbox, etc. I'm still calling it that. But don't go to a UPS store for your business address. You can use that for a backup business address, like you want to have other things go to it. But your main business address you want on your corporate documents, don't use that. The only thing that bothers me about this address is that now I got to keep it. It's not very expensive through Anytime mailboxes. I don't think I paid that much for it. I think I'm paying I got my first bill for it, and it's only like $14 a month. So, Bizee, back to Bizee, I would let them do your register agent. Let them be your register agent, but don't use their virtual addresses. They come up like virtual addresses. That's bad. So, if you can use a real physical address, use one. Legally, you can use your home address. I don't want people to think you can't. The problem is privacy concerns. If you use your home address, be prepared to have all your customers know where you physically are. That's not good. How it is good, the banks will not deny you when you go open your bank account. Any bank. If you give them your home address, you will be able to go to any local bank, open a business account without any problems. If you're using a virtual address, there's only certain banks you'll be able to open your account at. If it comes up like a virtual address, it's going to be red flagged later. You'll still be able to get business credit with that, but you won't be able to get as much. This is why I'm going to get a brick and mortar location later. And I'm going to prove it to you guys that a brick and mortar location is key to getting millions, I think. So this is just a starter LLC. This is to get my foot in the door, get my AI marketing agency up and running, make some money, go after grants. Once I get enough grant money, I can go find a real physical location. Once we get the physical location, now we could go after the big money. We'll start a C Corp in that physical location and go after the big money, like Chase and all the actual physical banks. I will open that account with. This LLC, I might just stay with fintechs, fintech banks. I may try a credit union. I'm still debating. I may. I was trying to figure, is this guy gonna park right next to me? Okay, he's not. Yeah, I may try a credit union with this LLC, just see what happens. I think the proof of address is the issue, but if I get business insurance, that will give me a little bit more proof of address through the business insurance. We'll see if that works. If I get business insurance, trust me, I will have a referral link if I can get one and refer you guys to it. Try to see where this guy's parking. Okay, he's behind me. I think that's it with Bizee, formerly Inkfile. I think that's a good company to go with. For your first LLC. This is not my first, but like I said, I went to ED Cole on my first company and it was a disaster. I didn't want to pay a lawyer. You don't have to get a lawyer for your first company. These filing companies are fine, but if you can't sleep at night and you're worried about it, once your company's formed and you make some money, go back and get a lawyer. Have them redo your operating agreement. It's totally legal. You know, anybody can file the paperwork to get your tax ID. You could do it yourself even, but it's time consuming. So just let them do it. Pay the standard fee. Get everything done. So that's where I'm at. Like I said, the next bet will be getting business insurance. See if that helps me open a business account at a credit union. If I could do that, the reason why I want a local credit union is I want to deposit cash. If I only do a fintech bank, I'm going to be forced to have to deposit my Uber and Lyft money in, and that's really the only way to, like, because I don't have a physical location to go in and deposit cash with these fintech banks. So I want a credit union so I can physically walk in, deposit cash, and then I'll be able to cover my payroll a lot easier, because it's hard to, when it's a fintech bank and you can't deposit cash, you have to come up with crafty ways to send the money to your account. Kind of like the same issue people that have like Chime instead of a real bank. You have to go to like Walgreens and deposit cash that way. At least you can do that with Chime. But once we get to the level of doing the C Corp, having a brick and mortar location, you can go to any bank without fail, because you'll have what? You'll have a physical address, and you usually have a lease showing that you're renting the physical location. The reason why I don't like Opus and what is it? We got one here. One of these locations for the business address. I forget the name of this company. I'm drawing a blank. I can't even think of the name of the company, but you know what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these places that have the shared office space, the problem is you're only renting a virtual address from them. Really, it's not a physical address. If you get the physical office with them, it's very expensive. Very expensive. At that point, you might as well get a regular lease, because you're probably talking like $400 or $500 a month. So if you can find a physical location, that to me is key to getting millions. And business and corporate credit later. Also grants. I'm going to be able to still get grants, because I don't think a lot of the places where you get grants care where your physical location is. As long as it's in that state, they don't care, you know. But I picked a good virtual address from Anytime Mailbox, so I looked it up. It doesn't come up like a mailbox place. That's one of the ways that you determine if it's a good address or not. So I might not be able to fly with Chase because I don't have a lease, but credit unions might let me get in the door, show them the business license as proof of address. They might let that slide. They usually want like a utility bill, but you're not having utilities at a virtual address. So, but that's where I'm at. Thank you guys for your continued support. If you've been watching a while, I'm narrowing down a lot of my long form content to just 2 channels. I'm not gonna say which ones, but I'll put short form of those long form videos on the other channels. So I'll have at least 3 channels that'll just be short form content, because I believe when you mix the two, it kind of destroys that channel reach, honestly. doing shorts on the same channel as your long form, it kind of kills the long form reach. So I'm gonna try to just keep long form on 2 channels, keep all the short form content on 3 channels, and I also have a channel named after myself that's like entertainment. It's called William Bootsy Blandon. I rarely post on that channel, but if you want to check it out, you feel free to check that one out. William Bootsy Blandon, my real name. It's just fuckery. It's nothing serious. That probably the best. It's probably the biggest channel in terms of views because it's fuckery. You know, people like fuckery. But the channels I have a lot of potential are Corporate Hustler 500 and Shania Business, being the oldest and the biggest. They have the most potential, so I'm going to put long form on those channels only. And I was going to do another channel, maybe I still will, where it's faceless, maybe just using my voice. I'm thinking about doing that on a separate channel, building that out, but it depends. I think I'm good with the channels I have as far as creating traffic. You know, I don't think I really need to do another channel necessarily. I need to find a platform to house my own content. That's what I need to be focused on, I think, now and in the future. But again, thank you guys for listening to me ramble on. Subscribe, like, comment, and if you're interested in seeing my steps in my journey on building this new company, you gotta subscribe, like, comment, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.